Well, how healthy are Minnesota waters? That is the topic of a new report released by the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency. And the data shows encouraging trends, including in our area. Earlier this week, I had a chance to chat with Kim Lang from the agency about the report. So let's take a listen. Good morning, Kim. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So your team just released the latest report on Minnesota's lakes and rivers, and we're excited to hear about what you know about water quality trends and improvements and some of those challenges also, especially here in southeastern Minnesota. So let's start with the biggest takeaways. What should Minnesotans know about this report?
Yeah, Minnesota's water quality is improving. It's showing that long-term restoration and monitoring efforts are making a difference across the state, including southeast Minnesota. Investments from the Clean Water Fund and collaborative watershed-focused programs are delivering measurable benefits. Ongoing work is essential for the health of our lakes and streams as Minnesota faces new and persistent water quality challenges.
And Kim, there's a bit of a different focus here in southeastern Minnesota. We're known for the karst geology down here. How does that make our region's water quality challenges different from perhaps the rest of the state?
Yeah, the karst geology is a complex hydrogeology of the southeast Minnesota, and combined that with a high percentage of agricultural land, it's a tricky situation that many are working to address. Also, the lag time of seeing a response from changing land practices in our deep aquifers could also be contributing to the challenges.
Now, Kim, your report mentions some progress on the phosphorus side, right? That's been going down quite a bit, but nitrate levels are still somewhat high, especially here in the south. What is driving that trend, and what can we do about it realistically?
Yeah, nitrate is very mobile in the environment, so it's harder to contain or treat. We've seen huge phosphorus reductions that have come from improved wastewater treatment or buffers. And it's much harder to treat nitrogen. We need to prevent it from getting to the streams from those sources. Nitrogen is water soluble, so it goes into the ground in groundwater and surface water much more readily. And again, it's harder to treat. So we have seen reductions in nitrogen, both in the Minnesota River Basin and at Red Wing on the Mississippi River, but we need a lot more. And such things as living cover, continuous living cover, cover crops, perennial crops, and improved nitrogen treatment in wastewater.
So it all comes down to what's being done on the local level, of course, Kim. And so we have these local partnerships like soil and water districts or other community efforts that contribute to all these improvements. Talk about the importance of that. And I know you have a shout out to at least one or two of those.
Yeah. So SWCDs, soil water conservation districts, are counties, individuals who are determined to make changes, volunteers. Minnesota has a great volunteer water monitoring network of 1,200 folks across the state who are also invested in their nearby water bodies. They have done just terrific things at both collecting data and making changes on the landscape. And a huge shout out to Cedar River Watershed District and Mower County SWCD. They have done great things to help with water quality and water storage, and we need those local partnerships. We could not do all of the work to make these changes without them.
That's great to hear. And to wrap us up, Kim, for people who live here individually, what's one thing that all of us can do to support to help improve water quality?
Yeah. We know water quality is important for Minnesotans. We're grateful for the Clean Water Funds in helping with this, but we need to continue to learn what's working and we know that we need everyone's help to improve water quality. So being invested in your watershed and continuing the watershed work, including being a volunteer water monitoring program, you can sign up with us at the Minnesota Pollution Control Agency and do your part to prevent nutrients and sediments to getting into our waterways.
That sounds great. Thanks so much, Kim. That is all the time we have. Appreciate you sharing some of that report with us this morning.
Thank you.